Frontier have done it again. They added yet another frameshift drive that destroys the competition. When pushed to its absolute limits, this thing can get a Mandalay to a 99 light-year maximum jump range. This video will go over what this drive is and how to get your hands on it. First of all, I will point out that this drive is only available on the version 4 codebase, so for any console or legacy PC players, the V1 pre-engineered drive is still the best. This video can show you how to get it. A second disclaimer, you'll need to have access to the base of Professor Palin to get this drive, or have at least one anti-corrosion cargo rack from another source. Here's the drive we're after, the V1 pre-engineered Super Cruise overcharged frameshift drive. That's just too many words. We'll call it PESCO for short. PESCO is available to purchase from a human tech broker. No need to unlock engineers or roll RNG, so that's an upside. But why is it better than a normally engineered drive? Where normally you could only install one modification to a module, PESCO comes with both faster boot sequence and increased range at grade 5. Faster boot sequence isn't normally a great upgrade, but it gives a 15% boost to the ship's optimal mass. Combined with increased range, that's a significant upgrade. PESCO comes without an experimental effect, but you can add one for even more range. The only downside is the cost. Rather than buying it for credits, the tech broker needs these materials for each PESCO you want. The rest of this video is about gathering these materials. Make sure your ship has a detailed surface scanner and an SRV bay fitted. Then head to the Orrere system and set a course for Body 2B. Once within range, surface scan the moon. That should reveal several human signal sources in the navigation menu, including a crashed ship. Set a course here and land nearby. Deploy the SRV and drive toward the ship. Scattered around it, there will be various canisters of goods, as well as these cargo racks. Deploy your turrets and fire at those racks. After a few hits, they should explode, producing some rare raw materials. Some of these will be Tellurium, which is what we need. Unless you happen to be stocked in everything but Tellurium, I'd suggest picking up pretty much everything that drops, as it could be handy for other engineering or trading for more Tellurium. Once all the cargo racks are destroyed, you might have enough Tellurium to move on. To check, enter the right-hand menu, select the Inventory tab, and scroll down to the Materials section. Scroll down this alphabetical list until you find Tellurium. If this number is more than 28, you're good. Otherwise, relog the game from the main menu to respawn the cargo racks and destroy them again. If you keep getting stuff that isn't Tellurium and you've got plenty of other materials, you can head to Kennedy Dock in the nearby Ritila system to trade them. This should be a last resort because each Tellurium costs 6 of other materials, but it does work. I do try to avoid suggesting relog methods because I know it sucks the immersion out of the game, but I've tried pretty much everything and I'm afraid this is your best choice early on. Just like with Tellurium, make sure you have a detailed surface scanner and an SRV packed. I'd also suggest taking a ship with a decent range, maybe 25 light years, and a fuel scoop. Set a course for HIP 12099. Once you arrive, head to Body 1B. Surface scan the moon. Like in Orrere, you should see some human signal sources in your navigation panel. This time, head to the one called Jameson Crash Site. Land nearby and hop in your SRV. Drive behind the crashed Cobra and turn on the handbrake. From here, deploy the SRV's turret and enter analysis mode. Target one of these comms control pillars and data link scan it. Find the next comms control pillar and scan that and continue. If you get the SRV in the perfect spot, you should be able to target all 4 pillars without moving the vehicle. After scanning each pillar, it's time to relog so we can scan them again. But before you do, enter the inbox in the upper menu. From here you can read the 4 chapters of Commander John Jameson's story. It's honestly such a heartbreaking tale. After reading it, the crashed ship in front of you suddenly gains some real significance. Anyway, as I say, relog the game and scan the beacons again. Each time you scan, you'll get a few bits of rare encoded data, which will trade for Datamined wake exceptions. To get enough data for PESCO, you'll need to fill up your storage of either atypical encryption archives or adaptive encryptors capture. Keep relogging and scanning until you get this message. It sounds like this will take a long time, but honestly it'll be 10 minutes at most. Before you leave, I'd recommend having a closer look at the wreckage. There's tons of little details to spot that only adds to the story of this place. Once you're ready to go, board the ship and set a course to Ray Gateway in the Diaguandri system. Even though it's a way off, this is the nearest encoded data trader. Once you land, enter contacts and select Material Trader. From here, trade your adaptive encryptor's capture and atypical encryption archives until you have at least 15 Datamined wake exceptions. Also, for the experimental effect, we'll need 5 atypical disrupted wake echoes and 1 eccentric hyperspace trajectory, so make sure you trade for them as well. I know I just said I avoid suggesting relogs, and I'd love to recommend another method. Still, the story alone makes it worth coming out here at least once. The only other method you could try would be this one suggested by Commander Grockwix. I've found some issues with it, but you're welcome to give it a go. This is where the fun begins. I've already done a full video on this method, but I'll go over it quickly here. Hop in any combat ship you've already got in the hangar. If you want to make the method a little bit easier, you could install a cargo rack and a Collect Olympic controller. Don't bother getting big ones though. Now, head to your favourite bounty hunting spots. If you're confident you can survive it, head to a hazardous resource extraction site. Otherwise, head to one that's high difficulty. Once you arrive, wait for the pirates to begin circling. Once you find a large wanted ship, like a Clipper, Python or Anaconda, engage it and take down the filthy scoundrel. As their ship disintegrates, plenty of manufactured materials will emerge from the wreckage. Now, open up your cargo scoop. If you brought collector limpets, park the ship above the wreckage and deploy your collectors. I really hope you bought limpets. If you didn't, like me, target the material you're after and head towards it. Use this graphic to align the object with your cargo bay and fly towards it slowly, no more than 40 meters a second. Once you've picked it up, select another material and repeat. After picking up all the materials you want, close the cargo scoop and find another target. Rinse and repeat. When you do this method, you're not guaranteed to find chemical processors and electrochemical arrays specifically, but you'll get plenty of materials to trade for them. To find out where we'll trade, head to inara.cz. Select Search Nearest from the homepage, input your current system, and in Station Services, select Material Trader. Hit Search, and a list of stations should appear below. Head to the first result in the list that has Manufactured as its trader type. When you land, open the Contacts menu and select Material Trader. From here you can trade what you picked up for the chemical processors and electrochemical arrays we need. Also, for the experimental effect you'll need 3 galvanizing alloys, so make sure you get them while you're here. Commanders, we are on the final stretch. This method has the bonus of letting you see this. Honestly, it's unreal. Okay, here's where that anti-corrosion cargo rack comes in. Unless you have one, the Titan drive component will eat its way through your modules, which isn't a good time. Unless you already have one of these racks stored somewhere, you'll need to buy one from Professor Palin. Back in your travelling ship, head to Abel Laboratory in Arque on Body 4E. Once you land, open Outfitting and buy a size 1 anti-corrosion cargo rack. Either of these will do. Now, it's time to find a destroyed Thargoid Titan. They're in systems that have this logo in the galaxy map. If you have the Sol permit, the nearest one to Arque happens to be Cocjio orbiting Earth. If you don't have the permit, the nearest Titan is Hadad in HIP 38235. Head to your system and select the Titan in the navigation menu. As you come out of Supercruise, the wreckage might look rather dangerous. Don't worry, it's surprisingly safe, and it's just stunning to look at. As you swoop around the wreckage, keep an eye on the Contacts menu. You're looking out for either a Titan drive component or propulsion elements. These aren't incredibly common, but you will find them given time. When you do, fly up to the object, open the cargo scoop, align it using this box, and fly forward slowly. Once you've gathered those, and investigated that these interceptor corpses are in fact dead, it's time to purchase your drive. If you're in Sol, head to the nearby WISE 1506 plus 7027 and dock at Dobrovolskiy Enterprise. Or if you're in HIP 38235, set a course for Sukobago and land in Faraday City. On arrival, enter Contacts and hit Technology Broker. Then select Core Modules on the left. Now you'll need to know which size to get. If you're not sure, I'll leave a list of all the ships in the game and their FSD size in the description. For my Mandalay, that's Class 5. Select the appropriate module and hit Unlock. Your drive is now stored at this station and can be installed from the Outfitting menu. And you've got your drive. Of course, you can stop here, but for the true best drive in the game, we'll put an experimental effect on this thing. If you've unlocked any of these engineers, head to their base. When you land, select FSD, then Experimental Effects. If your drive is size 5 or larger, select Mass Manager. Otherwise, you've got a choice to make. If total range without refueling is important to you, pick Mass Manager. But if you're after the best possible range, go for Deep Charge instead. And there we go. That is the best possible frameshift drive for your ship. Well done for getting through it. Of course, there's more to a good jump range than just the drive. Lightweight engineering modules helps, as does adding a Guardian frameshift drive booster. This video can help you unlock that if you fancy it. Once again, thanks so much for watching. Hold onto your space legs and remember your limpets. Until next time, it's goodbye from Commander Dituri. Yep, so I'm just casually going to not mention that I haven't uploaded for months again. Sorry about that. Also, I'm sorry this video is a bit long, I just didn't want to miss anything out, you know?